Obviously, coming off two really good wins for our program on the road. Very proud of our kids and our staff. It's something we haven't been able to do here, and proud of the way we went about our business. Obviously, last week when you look at the game, the first half, I'd say offensively, it's probably as good as we've played since we've been here. And in the second half, it just, kind of goes to show you when you just relax just a little bit, how much it can change what you're doing. I thought defensively, I didn't think it was particularly one of our better games at all, first half, second half at all. I didn't think we tackled as well as we have in the past. I think our angles were good when we were doing that. So the good news is we won, and the good news is also that we got a lot of room to grow as a football team and to continue to get better and be what we want to be. So I know our guys and myself were excited about being back home. It's always great. The number one thing we put on our board to start the season was protect the nest. And I know our guys are excited about playing in front of a great home crowd. We got a Missouri S&T team, a Division II team from the Great Lakes Valley Conference coming in that's coming off they're on a 2-game win streak in their league. They're 3-2. They play extremely hard. That's the first thing that strikes you when you watch the tape is no matter the circumstance of what's going on in the game, they play extremely hard, which means they're bought into their culture and what's going on. So we're going to have a challenge. Every week's a challenge. We continue to try to take each and every day and get better, and excited about the opportunity to play at home above all else. It's the next game, and it's a home game, and really that's the bottom line of where we are right now. So we're looking forward to the opportunity. Well, I hope that's not the case based on what you see on tape, maybe the score. But I think the one thing we do here is, when the game's over and we win, we celebrate, and we come back on Monday, it's gone. We got to move on. When we lose, we learn from it, and then we move on. And that's one thing we've tried to do since day one here. And, I've tried to emphasize that at times, but I think anytime I feel like we're going to get that way, I got a little clip at the end of the first game I can show them if they ever forget about what it's like. And I think it'll be a good reminder of what we got to do to be successful here week in, week out.
Where are we in starting quarterback?
Same, Chandler Burks.
How healthy is Trey?
Trey practiced yesterday and did individual for the first time. So what we're going to do is progressively add different things in practice to progressively work him back. So yesterday he went through Indy. Today he'll do a little Indy, a little Skelly, maybe a little bit of one-on-one. And then we're just going to take each day at a time and continue to progress him back in the swing of things. The thing you got to remember, not only is he injured, he's also been out for a month. And so we got to work him back in. As far as his availability on Saturday, I can't answer that today. Well, Justin's not going to play Saturday. He's got an ankle sprain. Tremaine Trawick is doubtful, which at this point in time of the week means the odds of him playing are not very good. So Xavier Harper, and who's been starting for us, and Christian Branch will obviously get a start. And then you'll have guys like Jordan Walker and Petey Leverett and Gordon Gray. Those guys got to step up and play. It's unfortunate. Guys get hurt. We can't control that. But the next guy's got to step up, and sometimes it may not be one guy, it may be a collective group of guys that steps up and makes plays, and that's what we expect. I don't expect any different from that group than what's going on. I mean, obviously we know Justin's a good player, everybody knows that, but hey man, it's next man up. Get ready to go. You got an opportunity to shine. Take advantage of it.
Missouri S&T has been able to hang some points on the board. How confident do you feel in your defense to be able to stop them, and all chance it turns into a shootout? How confident are you that your offense will end up on top?
Well, I don't really think about things that way, to be honest with you. I truly believe on offense and defense both, if we do our job, the job that a coach has asked each individual position group to do, and we do it with championship effort, I think we can play with anybody on our schedule. I truly believe that, and so I truly believe going in this week that you know, if our guys will do their job and do it with championship effort. Does that mean they're not going to hit some plays and score some points? You know, that happens some, you know, especially this day and age of offense. But I don't really think about getting in a shootout or can we stop them. I think more about what can we control on our end, which is what we're doing and how we're doing it. And then we'll go accordingly to what happens in the game. You know, it's we'll play it as it happens. I don't know. I really honestly don't think about it that way. I'm so dead set on getting our guys to play as hard as they can, go into the correct gap, covering the flats if they're supposed to cover the flats. If you're supposed to block the deep defender, you block the deep defender. Just do our job. Control what we can control. And then we'll roll from there. And I feel confident when we do that. And we've shown when we do that. I mean, it's usually pretty positive. I think where we lack some time is consistency of doing that. You know, doing it for 4 quarters, snap in, snap outs. Definitely. So they've been able to move the ball. They got a big quarterback. They do some good stuff offensively. They're a little unorthodox on defense where they do a lot of different stuff. They haven't really faced anything remotely close to what we do. So that's twofold. One, we don't know exactly where they're going to be early in the game as far as alignment. And two, they haven't faced anything that we do. So, you know, that could go both ways, to be honest with you, on offense. You know, as far as the defense goes, we'll have a beat on at least some stuff they've done and be able to attack that. And I think our guys, especially on defense, will be motivated because I know their standards higher than what they saw on tape Saturday. So I know they're gonna work to get back to that standard.
Xavier, like you said, has been starting. He's kind of going to be kind of in the spotlight this week as probably the #1 option with Justin being out. What are his attributes? What are the things that he brings to the game that make him a unique receiver?
Well, I think the thing about Zane, you don't hear about him as much simply because a lot of the balls have gone Justin's way. But the one thing about Xavier, with or without the ball, the reason he's a starter is because he busts his tail to do everything correctly. He plays with a great effort. His ball skills since he's gotten here he first got here, he caught a lot of screens in high school. We used to give him a hard time. He'd catch every screen known to man, and he'd split the crease. But what he's done is develop his route running game and his ability to attack the football. And Xavier's not as big in stature as maybe a Sump or maybe Trawick or somebody, but he's probably just as strong, if not stronger than those guys. So I got all the confidence in the world in Xavier. He's a solid all around. You know what I mean? He catches the ball. He can run routes. He can block. Solid football player that's been very reliable and trustworthy. And I think that's the reason he's starting is Coach Daniels, Coach Chestnut, and the offensive staff, and myself as well. We have complete faith in the way he goes about his business. And that's the way Xavier does everything, to be honest with you, on and off the field. So we got all the confidence in the world in saying what he can do. No question about that.